Saga is a comic series developed by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Staples being the artist, Brian K. Vaughan being the writer. There's also phonographics that handle lettering and design, and Eric Stevenson, who was the coordinator behind the comic. It's published by Image Comics, the same people who were responsible for The Walking Dead. Overall, Vol.1 approximate length is 180 pages. I say approximately because I've tried multiple times to count this thing, and every single time I've lost track. It's a comic series, not a graphic novel, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 5 in the series, and a graphic novel has to have a consistent beginning, middle, and end. This is just a collection of the narrative. Now, the story revolves around our heroes. There's Marco, the male, and Alana, the female, who are parts of two opposite races of creatures, and their sides are warring at each other, and these two have basically become a sort of Romeo and Juliet pairing. They fall in love with each other, and they've created a baby, and they're trying to raise their family and escape the mess, the intergalactic warfare that they're entrenched in. And along the way, they're going to have to deal with a ton of different characters who are trying to hunt them down and want their child alive, but they don't care if they're dead. Overall, I'd say it's a very solid comic book series with well-written characters, amazing art. The narrative is very entertaining. The designs are very out there. It's very open-ended and mysterious, but enough of holes are filled in so that you don't feel lost. Perhaps the biggest takeaway is the fact that it's very reminiscent of something like Star Wars, which I've seen a lot of people actually compare this thing to. The whole fight for control, evil versus bad, it's very reminiscent of the whole thing. And what's definitely helping is the fact that the two leads definitely feel like Luke and Leia in the way they will play off each other, except this time they're actually romantically involved. My overall thoughts, it transitions pretty well. There's nothing spectacular about the way it goes from each page. But I remember Scott McCloud, he discussed a bit about how transitions should work. The comic definitely does a good job of handling it. There's the aspect to aspect, scene to scene, moment to moment, etc. And it's handled very well. Yeah, it never feels like the pace slows down or speeds up randomly. Everything feels natural. There are cuts to other story elements, other plot lines, and character arcs. But you always know that it's never going to lose focus, and that's probably the strongest thing that you can say about this comic series. It's very, very tightly packed, and every page, every panel, all of it is consistently well done. It's of its highest quality, and you really feel like they put a ton of effort and patience and passion into this thing. The whole flow, you never feel like it's gonna go off the rails at any moment. There are definitely parts that you feel like, wait, what? Why they explain that? And there's moments where you want a bit more explanation on everything, but it's kind of blocked by the fact that everything, for the most part, is neatly made sure that nothing is out of place. The art, the writing, the characters, it's all highly done. And I actually would recommend this to anybody who is sort of a fan of things like Star Wars, and also Game of Thrones, because that also gets thrown this way. It has like nude stuff a lot. There's boobs, and there's dicks. There's a dick of a TV. I'm not even lying. There's a TV screen that has a human gray body, proportioned like a human, but the head is a TV, and he has this thing just down there. And there's another part where there's like a whorehouse planet of some kind, and you just see it's they went all in with the designs to be as weird and out there as possible. So if you hate that kind of stuff or fun, then this probably won't be for you because it's niche, but it's a bestseller. It's highly loved. It's highly acclaimed. It's won a lot of awards. So obviously, it fulfills a very big niche. And I can't really say much more positive about it. It's well done. It's one of the first few comics I've ever read, and I definitely would probably want to read the future issues. I actually do have the second volume, which I might read after this. But any last things I have to say on this? Yes. The killing. The killing is very fun to read. It's exciting. And the designs, well, for the human characters, human-ish, one just has wings, other has goat horns. Like, for those aspects, I think the designs are lacking. It's just, it's animal part plastered onto a person. But other than that, the majority of the designs are really good. So that's my thoughts on Saga Vol.1. So thank you for listening. Bye.